Escape to the action. It's Seminole Casino Immokalee. It's Vegas style 24/7 because just like Vegas, Seminole Casino never closes. It is pure entertainment anytime you want, and it is truly where paradise wins.
Alzheimer's is a devastating disease, and caring for someone with it can be a 24/7 job. That's why two organizations have partnered together to offer relief to families. Joining us right now to share more is co-founder of Hilarity for Charity, Lauren Miller-Rogan, and president of Home Instead Senior Care, Jeff Huber. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. It's great to be with you.
Well, Lauren, I think we'll start with you. Maybe could you just talk about your family experiences with Alzheimer's?
Yeah, sure. Unfortunately, I can't recall a time in my life where Alzheimer's didn't affect me. My grandfather was diagnosed either right before or right after I was born, and lived with the disease until he passed away at when I was 12, and I think he was around 72. And then a few years after that, my grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia, and she passed away when I was 18. And then my mom was diagnosed a few years after that. I was 25 and she was only 55, and she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's.
It is certainly devastating having to go through that. I too have had some family members with this disease. Could you maybe explain to our viewers who's never dealt with it before, had a family member struggling with it, how is it when having to deal with this and see your loved ones go through it?
Alzheimer's is a disease that, is so all-encompassing. For the person who is diagnosed, it doesn't just mean misplacing your keys or forgetting what you had for lunch earlier that day. It means that you forget everything about being a person. So my mom, who is 8 years into her diagnosis, who is quite advanced at this point, she has forgotten how to walk, she's forgotten how to talk, she's forgotten how to feed herself, she doesn't know how to dress herself, wash herself. She hardly makes any eye contact. Occasionally we get a nice smile from her, but it is so all-encompassing. And what that means, not just for the person who's diagnosed, but for family members, it is so devastating to watch someone you love go through that. I as a daughter, to watch my mom lose her dignity in the way that she has is a position that no one should ever have to be in. And it is truly, truly heartbreaking to experience that. And anyone who has experienced, anyone with Alzheimer's knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just got chills listening to you speak about it. Let's talk about awareness. I think that's really important. This is where Hilarity for Charity comes in and steps in to help. Explain to everyone how this charity is helping.
Yeah. So we created Hilarity for Charity around 3 years ago. I spent the first few years, like I said, feeling very depressed and hopeless and angry. And then a few years in, a dear friend came to us, Matthew Bass, who's now the director of Hilarity for Charity, and he said, I want to throw a variety show. Let's do it for charity. Let's do it for Alzheimer's. I know your experience. I want to help. And it was incredibly amazing, and Hilarity for Charity was born as a way to bring a little hilarity into a situation that doesn't have any hilarity. Sometimes when something is so sad, you just have to laugh, and that's something that my mom taught me, and her sense of humor was one of the last things to go, thank God. And so we try to use humor, which is something that me and my husband spend a large part of our lives dedicating our lives to humor. And so we try to use humor as a way to lighten the situation, get young people involved, give them a voice in a fight that we really need them to be involved in.
Well, and I think it's also great to have resources like Home Instead Senior Care. Jeff, you can speak to this. How does Home Instead Senior Care help someone who is struggling with Alzheimer's?
Well, about 70% of people who have the disease are actually cared for by loved ones in their own home. So it's where most of the care is provided. And that means a tremendous burden falls to the family members, and to the tune of about $200 billion annually of unpaid care. But just because someone's not writing a check for care doesn't mean there isn't a cost. There is a tremendous cost, both economically, but also on their mental health and their physical state. And so this partnership is really about providing relief, much needed relief, to the family caregivers.
And then Jeff and Lauren, before we go, I want to make sure viewers know how families can apply for different grants that are available. I think a lot of people may not know about that. So if you could just brief us on that real quick.
Sure, they can go to the website, helpforalzheimersfamilies.com, and apply for a grant for free care. And if they are awarded the grant, Homestead Senior Care will provide a highly skilled professional caregiver, highly compassionate, come in, provide that care directly to your loved one, but also give you the much needed relief that you so desperately need.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's nice to know that there are organizations like this out there. It's devastating, and unfortunately, we have to learn to cope with it. So, Lauren, how about a website that we can get more information on anything that we discussed today?
Absolutely. You can apply at helpforalzheimersfamilies.com, but you can also visit hilarityforcharity.org to get involved with us. We have a great college program, lots of resources for young people to share their voices and get involved in the fight.
Thank you both so much. It was great having you on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to have more on this segment posted to our website. You can just go to fox4morningblend.com.
Turns out small business owners are feeling happy, but hesitant about their state of business today. Up next, how a new survey says business is booming, but owners are reluctant to hire.